Shiyu, Osta, Shohin Yiditla. Welcome to the Red Road East. I am your host, Fierce Truth Seeker. The Red Road East is an indigenous TV program dedicated to archiving and preserving the history, legacy, and culture of the original peoples east of the Mississippi River and the Caribbean. Okay, so this has been a long lecture topic. I really didn't want it to be so long, but it is a topic that can't just be glossed over. You can't just do a few hours to really cover the depth of this particular subject matter, especially this particular individual, Marcus Garvey. Okay, there is a lot of fine details that one has to pay attention to and bring forward, okay, when it comes to this topic of Marcus Garvey. All right. And again, most of the people who are criticizing Garvey have never studied Garvey. Okay. And you can't speak on a subject if you haven't studied the subject. Okay. I ask a lot of people who talk about certain topics, well, what books have you read? And most of them can't name one. So really, what qualifies you to speak on the topic? Okay. I have people come up to me all the time. Oh, I want to debate you, and I'm like, okay, well, what books have you read on the topic that you want to debate about? Well, I never actually read, any books on that topic, but I feel this, that, and the other, or, I believe, or and well, what do we have to talk about? I asked them. I'm like, so what? Really? I mean, we actually have nothing to talk about. Like, seriously, what like qualifies you to even try to debate on a topic that you haven't studied? Like, seriously, we obviously, what do we have to talk about other than nothing? Okay, because it doesn't work that way. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. If you haven't read any books on a particular topic, you're not qualified to speak on that topic. And the problem is that there are too many people out here who are calling themselves scholars and this, that, and the other when they haven't done what is required to be a scholar or even a researcher for that matter. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to continue on this topic, asking the question, was Marcus Garvey a government agent? Okay, and before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge all of those who are present watching. Okay, and we have On the check-in, we have the Cobra Assassin. Islam, peace and love, Cobra Assassin. Thank you for joining. Okay. And I'm going to be a stickler for time today because I really have a lot to do. And this may be the last, that's like I say, on this particular topic of Garvey, I'm going to have to probably do maybe 10 more presentations, 10 more lectures on Garvey alone before we can proceed with the other topics or subtopics of Moors and Indians, friends or enemies. We have a lot of other ground to cover when it comes to Moors and Indians, friends or enemies, that question. Okay. But Garvey, as I told y'all yesterday, Garvey is a whole class in and of itself. It's a whole school of thought in and of itself. Okay, that's just how great of a person he was in terms of being the individual who had the largest movement among brown people in the Americas. Okay, he had the largest movement. Okay, even bigger than Nation of Islam or any of those other movements that came afterwards. Okay, Nation of Islam, Moorish Science Temple. He had the largest movement. Okay, and he laid the groundwork for those that came after. Okay, Nation of Islam and all of that. Okay, so that's why it requires and deserves special attention. Okay, you can't microwave scholarship. A discussion on Garvey, especially with the accusation of him being an agent. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to proceed. And let's see here. I want to pull up. We're going to continue from where we left off yesterday. Okay. And I also want to say that among some of the misinformation that I've been hearing from people regarding Garvey, we have some saying that Garvey was friends with Haile Selassie and that Garvey praised Haile Selassie. That could not be further from the truth. Anyone who says such has not read anything, literally has not read anything on Marcus Garvey. Okay, because anyone who studied Garvey knows that Garvey did not like Haile Selassie. Garvey was highly critical of Haile Selassie. Sorry, Rastas, sorry, Rastafarians, but that's the truth. Okay, he was not very fond of Haile Selassie. He was very critical of him. Okay, among some of the other misinformation I'm hearing is that Garvey never waved the red, black, and green flag. Anyone who says that, again, has not studied anything about Garvey, okay? Because Garvey is the one who started that red, black, and green flag or banner, okay? More misinformation, okay? Some of the other misinformations that I've heard is that none of our people were talking about Africa before Garvey came along, and we already proved that that is not correct in the previous lectures. Okay. And I'm also hearing that he laid the foundation for the AME church. More false information. I've also heard started the Rasta religion. More misinformation. He did not. Okay. And I'm also hearing that Garvey was funded by the government. Again, when you hear things like that, you know that you're hearing that from people who have studied absolutely nothing about Garvey. Okay. So, what I'm setting to do is put out the accurate information about Marcus Garvey so that you guys don't repeat that and sound like a fool when you come up against these Pan-Africans and this, that, and the other, and Afrocentrics who are challenging you anyway, just on the fact of you stating that you're Aboriginal. Okay. You don't want to give more fuel to the fire. Okay. So I want to take a look at, we left off yesterday. We were talking about how people are saying that Garvey, people like Garvey and people like Drew Ali were talking about Africa and things of that nature because they wanted to get the Aborigines, they wanted to lead the Aborigines astray and this, that, and the other. So, again, as I said in the previous lectures, you cannot take current day ideologies and make them retroactive. Okay? There was no such ideology back then. Okay? There was no movement back then pushing that ideology. Okay? There were always individuals who knew that. But in terms of any movements or any type of schools of thought saying that, it didn't exist back then. Okay? Our people were lulled to sleep. Okay? And what we left off talking about is how Christianity and the Bible was used among our people, and our people had the mindset of the whole biblical narrative of history. So when people say that Garvey put our minds towards Africa and things like that, or Drew Ali or whoever, it's not true. Okay, our people were indoctrinated into Christianity, and therefore it was centered around uh, that school of thought, which we didn't have the paradigm that we have now. Okay, where we have more information and we know that this is the real old world, etc., etc. Okay, that type of information was a secret body of information that was held only among a select few. And that's why we praise Prophet Noble Drew Ali for coming along and exposing those secrets. Okay? So, our people were Judeo Christian minded, which was focused over in the East already before any Garvey or any of those other people. Okay? We were already orientated that way. Okay? So, what I'm going to do in this presentation is to reinforce my statement, because the fierce truth seeker doesn't like to just talk. I like to produce receipts. Okay? And again, as researchers and those who may be listening to this presentation who have their own platforms, Okay, it's important for, okay, let me give you an example. As a doctor, right? You all know that the doctors, oh, before I say that, hold on. For all those who may be generous enough to leave a donation, I'm going to leave a link here in the chat. Okay. And oh, we have a comment here. Let's put this up on the screen. Read 123. What's up, family? Read 123 says yes, he was an agent with Walter Plecker. Okay, read 123. I'm going to ask you right now, where is your proof? I'll wait. Show me some documentation. Because again, and don't feel that I am trying to put you on the spot or trying to come down on you or anything like that. Put everything, that's why I said before, everybody put everything on the table, which is good. Okay. So read 123. I'm going to give you 1 minute on the clock. I'll give you 2 minutes on the, no, I'll give you 1 minute on the clock because I'm in the middle of presentation. Because I already debunked that. I don't know, maybe you missed the past few lectures, but I already debunked that. Okay. So that's why I'm just going to give you 1 minute to put up your evidence. Otherwise, we can dismiss it as pseudo. Okay. So, okay, you got me. All right, cool. Because I already debunked that in the previous presentations. So, like I just said before, just a minute ago, those of you who are listening to this presentation and have your own channels, you have to do as the doctors. Okay. Anybody knows anything about the medical establishment, you know that doctors take what they call a Hippocratic oath. Okay. And they have, even though it ain't worth the paper it's written on, because most of them don't follow it anyway. But I'm just saying, you know, they have a responsibility to practice medicine ethically. Okay. So we who have channels, and especially me, I don't only have a YouTube channel, I have a television program. Okay. So I really have to be held accountable. But those of us who are disseminators of information, you have the responsibility of maintaining academic integrity. Okay, so we can't put out false information and we can't put out narratives that are not true. Okay, so we have another comment here. Let's see. So let me put this up on the big screen because this is a larger text, a larger amount of words here, so it comes up smaller on the screen. So I'm gonna have to look on it on the other screen. It says, okay, Anthony Brooks says, and a hypocrite telling people to repatriate to Africa. I never once stepped foot in that country. And he even passed Africa to go to England where he lived and died. Okay, so Anthony, you are probably new and you haven't heard the past presentations. So I would say it would probably be best for you to, rather than listen to this presentation, because I debunked that already. Well, some of it, not all of it. Let me make a correction. I debunked some of that. However, if you listen, if you continue to listen to the presentation, I will also debunk that, because that is misinformation that has been put out there and it's totally false. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, Anthony, before I proceed. Okay, let me just finish reading. It says, so, and he was a hypocrite and telling people to repatriate to Africa. I never want to. Oh yeah, I did read the whole thing. Okay, and you have another comment here. Okay, let's put it all on the screen. Okay, and said Garvey went just about everywhere else but Africa, even lived and died in England. Okay, now let me ask you a question. Do you know why? That's the one thing I'm going to ask you. But, and after that, I'm going to ask you, well, actually, I should say even before that. First, I'm going to ask you, what books have you read, Anthony, about Marcus Garvey? That's the first question I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you 1 minute to answer. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer, because it doesn't take that long to type. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer. 1, Mississippi. 2, Mississippi. 3, Mississippi. Otherwise, we're going to have to say it's pseudo information. 4, Mississippi. 5, Mississippi. 6, Mississippi. If you can put one book up there, then, I'll give you time to put the rest. 9, Mississippi. 10, Mississippi. 11, Mississippi. 12, Mississippi. 13, Mississippi, 14, Mississippi, 15, Mississippi, 16, Mississippi, 17, Mississippi, 18, Mississippi, 19, Mississippi, 20, Mississippi, 21, Mississippi, 22, Mississippi, 23, Mississippi, 24, Mississippi, 25, Mississippi, 26, Mississippi, 27, Mississippi, 28, Mississippi, 29, Mississippi, 30, Mississippi. So, Anthony, we're going to have to dismiss, pardon the noise outside. Again, I live in the Bronx. This is all you hear, 24 hours, 7 days a week. 24 hours, 7 days a week. I beg your pardon. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's the thing about our people, man. We got to show off. So they spinning in the car and in their motorcycles around burning rubber. I mean, just for attention. I mean, are you serious? Anyway, okay, so let's see. Hold on, let me close the window. What? Are they serious? Shut up! Pardon me, everybody. Oh my God, I'm not supposed to be getting angry. Not supposed to be getting angry. I see Firebird is in the house. Firebird knows why I'm not supposed to be getting angry. All of my neighbors are looking at me like I'm crazy. They're like, yo. Oh, and here goes again. And it seems like every time I go, I step away from the window, then it starts back again. Anyway, pardon me, the fierce truth seeker sometimes has a temper, but you know, hey, uh, where did I leave off at? Okay, so Anthony, let's see. Uh, let's see. So Anthony says, first book I ever read was when I was 15. I am now 50. Was called Black Messiah. Why are you asking? I am Rasta. Okay, you're a Rasta, and I know plenty of Rastas, you know. I'm asking because is that the only book you've read on Garvey? Okay. One book is not enough, brother. And if you did read that book when you were 15, okay, it obviously you obviously didn't read the whole book, okay? And have you read the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to answer. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 17 Mississippi, 18 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 20 Mississippi, 21 Mississippi, 22 Mississippi, 23 Mississippi, 24 Mississippi, 25 Mississippi, 26 Mississippi, 27 Mississippi, 28 Mississippi, 29 Mississippi, and I'm going to take that as no. Okay? So, you read one little book on Marcus Garvey, and you haven't read the main book on Marcus Garvey, The Philosophy and Opinions. Have you studied, you say you've been doing it a long time. Okay? So, have you studied Tony Martin's collection on Marcus Garvey? Okay. I used to sell Garvey books. Okay. You're a Rasta man. Okay. I was a Garveyite. Okay. Part of the ANCM, which was an outgrowth of the ANPM under Carlos Cooks, who was the ideological son of Marcus Garvey, who, as a matter of fact, even Marcus Garvey's two sons learned about their father from Carlos Cooks. Okay. I knew Tony Martin personally. Okay. And I am even currently involved with the Marcus Garvey hip hop parade, the annual parade that goes on every year in honor of Marcus Garvey. Okay. So, you know, I've been doing it a long time, brother. And I'm not going to say my age, but, you know, anyway. But don't tell me to calm down, Romello, okay? You know, I just have a problem when people have not made suitable proficiency in a particular area of study and claim to be authorities. Okay? I apologize if I'm coming off that way. Okay? I do apologize. Okay, Anthony said he reads a lot, but you still have not read the main works on Marcus Garvey. Okay? So, anyway, the fierce truth seeker, again, don't let me get the belt out. Because, you know, when I get the belt out, you know, fierce truth seeker is going to spank you with some information. Okay, y'all know what happens when the fierce truth seeker gets the belt out. Okay? Give you an old-fashioned West Indian beating. All right? As well as the other side, the old-fashioned switch. Go get the switch from the yard and get that hide spanked down south. Okay? But anyway, I'm going to present some information to back up what I'm saying. I don't like to just talk. Okay? When the fierce truth seeker says something, I told you, it's like when you're playing cards. Okay? And you have that dude there who's fronting like he's losing. Meanwhile, he's got the winning hand. Okay? And he's about to throw down that card to end the game. That's what the fierce truth seeker does. Okay? And that's what the fierce truth seeker is about to do right now. Trust me. Okay? Anyway, let's see. Let's see. It says here, I know he was on the front page of the Times Magazine, a token for tricking people into, wait, hold on, where am I? Lost my place. Let me put it on the screen. Tricking people into believing they came from Africa. Okay, again, Anthony. Again, like I said, you obviously haven't studied Garvey. Because if you studied Garvey, you wouldn't be making those statements. Okay? It's totally not true. You say here, I know he was holding meetings with the KKK. So what I suggest, Anthony, is you listen to the previous presentations before this one, because I already addressed that. Yes, matter of fact, yesterday, as a matter of fact. Okay, so you have to get caught up to speed. Because I don't go backwards. Let's see. So your other statement, like I said, you haven't studied enough on Garvey. I would suggest that you go and get the philosophy and opinions of Marcus Garvey. As a matter of fact, get the whole body of work on Marcus Garvey by Tony Martin. Okay? And also, if you really studied Garvey, you would know that a lot of the bad press that was coming out on Marcus Garvey was coming from the coons, NAACP, Du Bois, and all of them at that time. Okay? So you're studying coon information. All right? So I say you need to study this thing a little more in depth. Okay? Okay? And you're talking about Garvey tracing his family back to Ireland and this, that, and the other. Where do you trace your family to? And like, what really would that even matter anyway? Okay, he traces family to number one. Marcus Garvey traces family to the Maroons in Jamaica. Okay, if you knew anything. All right. Now, of course, we all have admixtures. Okay, and what does that mean? It means absolutely nothing. Okay. I mean, you're making frivolous arguments. Bring something of substance. I don't mind putting things on the table and chopping it up. It's a good that you're bringing all this stuff up. I'm happy. I don't want anybody to be a yes man and just take what I'm saying for gospel truth. Okay, but what you have to do is bring up relevant arguments. Okay, relevant arguments, not How many Negroes in the Caribbean got family that goes back to Ireland and Scotland and all of that? You know what I'm saying? Including my own. And like, what does that mean? Brother, you're not full blood. Okay? Let's, I mean, bring up some relevant arguments. That has nothing to do with anything. It's like nitpicking. Let's see what else we have. We have a lot of people in here, so let's see who we have before let's see here. Okay, we have Firebird is in the house. Yes, my godmother Firebird. Grey Wolf is in the house. Native Voices, Turtle Island TV. I've been trying to reach you, Firebird. I know you're getting settled, so I know that's probably has a lot to do with it. Anyway, and I'm not going to elaborate on what I mean by that. She says, why is the new generation beating up on Garvey? Misinformation, that's why. There's misinformation that's been circulating. Okay. Thank you. Here's what she says. Before the new movement, he was respected. Okay. He was right about being self-sufficient for any oppressed people. Thank you. Let's see. And says, what comes naturally / miscegenation law and the making of race in America by Peggy Pascoe. Okay. Page 184. What does it say on that page? Read 123. And let's see what else we got in here. It says, bit childish. Are you a Pan-African by any chance? No, I am not a Pan-African. Okay. I'm not a Pan-African. I used to be a part of a Garvey organization in my younger years. Okay. And I am one of the pioneers of this particular movement that you call Aboriginal movement. There is no channel right now that is active that has been doing this longer than I have. Okay. So I'm not new to this, brother. You may be just discovering who I am. Okay. But all you guys are new, not me. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not a Pan-Africanist. No. But at the same time, I'm not ignorant enough to have hang-ups about Africa, okay, and just make up stuff, and have an Africa-phobia like most of y'all do. Okay. As soon as someone mentions the word Africa, you get like Superman with kryptonite. Okay. And that has to do with misinformation coming from the media. Okay. You guys grew up looking at Tarzan of the jungle, and you believed that Tarzan, a Caucasian man, was the king of the jungle. going around talking about, boy, come boy, me Tarzan, Jane, come boy, Jane, come. You guys believe that? Okay. I don't. I know better. I've done research. I've been through many schools of thought. I also was a book distributor, selling many of the books, many of the Afrocentric books and indigenous books throughout the years. So the Fierce Truth Seeker knows what he's talking about. Also, the Fierce Truth Seeker, I practice the culture. I practice the indigenous culture. Okay. And I have my godmother, who is in the chat right now, who can co-sign on that. Okay. My godmother is right in the chat. Native Voices, Turtle Island. Okay. By the way, she's not just anybody. She is a tribal member and clan mother. Okay. And her and I were doing this while you guys were still wearing dashikis and talking about you're African. Okay. So, you got to do your research on who is who and what is what. Okay. So, let's see here. We got some more comments. Also, you guys are talking about Garvey, and again, I'm not going to revisit this for too long because I already debunked all that. Y'all saying Garvey was used to lead our people to go back to Africa and this, that, and the other, and you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that ideology of Aboriginal and all that did not exist. Okay, for those of you who are new, who may not be familiar with the lecture series that I'm doing right now, this is a lecture series called The Empire Strikes Black. Okay, and it's called The Empire Strikes Black because we're striking the black mindset. Okay, and it's also talking about the empire, the Moorish Empire. Okay, and the Moors reclaiming our position as the ones that you guys who are calling yourselves Aboriginal, who you guys hijacked your ideology from. Okay, and I already proved that. I did the series on the history of the Aboriginal movement, and I showed where you guys hijacked your ideology from the Moors. Okay, and left, you took everything out. You took everything, but you left the Moorish part out because that would expose where you stole your ideology from. Okay, so this lecture series is setting the record straight. Okay, and the first lecture that I did was the lineage of the Aboriginal movement. Okay, I think it was like about maybe 10 lectures that I did or something like that, or 13 lectures or 15, something like that. Okay, I did it pretty in depth. And the second, and we got many more to go. That's just how long I've been doing this. Okay, and the second was, and he says, I ain't put, okay, this Negro here says, I ain't put shit on the table. Where's your sources? Negro, all I do is put sources on. So I don't know what you talking about. Get your monkey ass out of here. I'm not going to block you, but, you know, I'm going to have to get the belt out. Hold on. Y'all know what happened when what happens when I get the belt out, right? Anthony, bro. Papa don't take no mess. Dabba-doo, 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 dabba-doo. I'm gonna do the James Evans on you. Junior, get your behind over here, boy. Get your behind over here, boy. I'll whoop you. All right, so now I'm really gonna go into beast mode. All right, in the conversation. Here we go right now. I got something for you. I'm gonna tear all this down right now. Watch this. Watch. Woo! You're in trouble, boy. You're in trouble, Anthony. I'm sorry. See, I was gonna go easy on you, but now you're talking trash. Here we go. It's about to get good. It's about to get good now. Don't go anywhere. Also, for those who just joined, one second. Actually, ignore that last link for donations. Skip that link that I just put down. Give me 1 second. This is the correct link here. Okay, that's the correct link. Matter of fact, I'll put it again. Look at that last one I just put. Okay, now let's get into it. I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to play an audio. I hope you're still there, Anthony, because you're about to get this whooping. So, what you call people you call Aborigines today, like I said before, you're trying to take current day ideologies and make them retroactive, which you cannot do. There was no Aboriginal ideology back then. Okay, you people are taking information and just creating your own narrative. You're taking bits and pieces and sound bites and creating your own narrative. Okay, again, you stole your shit from the Moors anyway. But because you want to discredit, because you don't want to give credit to the Moors, you have to create your own narrative. And that own narrative includes leaving out certain aspects of history. You leave out anything pertaining to Africa. Okay. And again, like I proved before, the Moors are indigenous here anyway. I already proved that. But we are not disconnected from the East. I already proved that as well. Okay. And all I do is put sources. And I'm going to show you right now. Okay. I'm going to put something on the screen. Anthony, you're going to have to bow humbly. Here's the belt. Y'all know what happens when the fierce truth seeker gets the belt out. And here it comes. So one thing that a lot of y'all, talking to these people who are in the chat who are talking trash call themselves Aborigines. And I'm only speaking to those who are in the chat who are talking trash, and those who in now and in the past who've come on my platform. I'm specific about who I'm talking about. Okay? I'm talking about those of you who come on my platform. Okay? So you guys come with this stuff about yeah, well, you know, Malcolm X was different than Marcus Garvey. Malcolm told us, you know, we was Aborigines, and you know they do this little, and Martin Luther King, and you know you take little sound bites. But how come you don't play? Okay, let me tell you this: the Fierce Truth Seeker used to also sell Malcolm speeches. Okay, back in the days, I used to sell Malcolm speeches, and I can tell you that those little bits and pieces that you all take are just sound bites. Y'all don't play the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up right now. You're in trouble now. I'm gonna pull up right now. Let me share screen. Share screen. Let's see here. Let's see, window. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm looking for this video. Good. Here it is right here. Share. This is where the belt comes in. This is where I start spanking. Oh, this is actually the wrong one. This is the paper. I'm looking for the video. Let me stop sharing here. Let me pull up the video. Let's see here. Okay, that one I'm gonna, give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. You know, back in the days when I was coming up, they had corporal punishment. Okay, and if you acted up, you get a whooping in school. You get swats. Okay, so Anthony, right now you about to get them swats. One second. Pull up video here. Don't go in. Here, right here. Here it is, right here. Okay. Share. Share screen. Share screen. Let's see. Okay. Oh wait, the video. Okay, good. Now we got it. Okay. Now let me go on the timeline. I'm going to take you right to the timeline of where I want you to listen. Okay. Anthony, get ready. Let's let that play. Let me turn it up a little bit.
Anytime another man sets up schools and you don't know how to set up your own schools, you're a child. Because
okay, you guys love to play the part where Malcolm X says,
for him what he should be doing for himself.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Or what he's too young to do for himself. Or what he's too dumb to do for himself. So the white man, knowing that here in America, all the Negro has done, this is, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. All you and I apply to those dark things.
Y'all love to play this.
On this earth since the beginning of the universe.
Oh wait, the audio. Hold on. Audio, let me see. Hold on. Something with the audio. Give me 1 second. 99. I wonder why I'm not hearing this. Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second.
You wanted to call it an American.
Why am I not hearing anything?
Actually means from.
Is it playing?
The beginning. It's two Latin
I'm not hearing anything on here.
From,
are y'all hearing anything?
Meaning the beginning. And aborigine is only the term.
I'm not hearing the audio. What the hell is going on? Give me 1 second. We have a little audio problem here. I know you're waiting, Anthony. You're waiting to get that whooping. I'm having an audio problem. I don't know what's going on.
Showing you that still somebody is there with us. Let us make man in our image and in our likeness. Let us make him look like us. He won't be the same as we are. He'll be our image. That's God talking, right? He's talking to somebody. He didn't say let us make him son. He said let there be light.
What's going on with the audio?
The sun, a ball of fire, 2,679,785 miles in circumference.
1 second. Maybe I need to plug this in.
853,000 miles in diameter. 14,972 degrees hot. And God can so let there be, and that big ball of fire pop up in the universe with no help. Now you know something is wrong. It should be harder to make that than a man. A huge ball of fire, 2,679,800.
Wow, this is the first time this has done that.
In circumference, 14,972 degrees hot. That's
what the hell is up with the audio? Can anybody in the chat, are y'all hearing anything?
Jumped up into the universe. He didn't ask for no help. He said, let there be this and let there be that. He had so much power that everything he wanted came into existence.
Anthony says, donate. You sounds like a real Garvey man, LOL. Don't worry, I'm about to donate this ass whipping to you in a minute. If I could get this audio
that's something to think about.
Together, I'm going to donate that ass whipping to you.
The white man's world is a newer world than the black man's world.
All right, let me see something here. Hold on. Oh, boy. I may have to play it from the other computer. It won't be through a direct line. But I hate to even do it like that. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, you can hear it. It says click on CC so you can hear the words. Okay. Let's see. Okay, y'all can hear it. Now, let me see something. Let's see. Y'all can hear it. But I don't hear it at all on either one of my. I don't understand why y'all can hear it and I can't hear it. Let's see something. Ah, there we go.
Adam was a white man. But before Adam was made, the black man was already here. And that's not easy. That's not hard to see. The black man always sees. The white man will even tell you that. Because he refers to Adam as the first one.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it to where the ass whipping comes in, Anthony. Okay, listen up. So y'all who call yourselves Aborigines, you love to play this part here.
Origine meaning the beginning. And aborigine is only the term applied to those dark-skinned people who have been on this earth since the beginning of the universe.
Hold on, let me bring it back a little bit.
People that were here before Adam. And he always refers to these people as aborigines, which means what? Black folks. But you never find a white aborigine. Rather, aborigines are called natives, or they're always dark-skinned people. You and I are aborigines, but you don't make them be called an aborigine. You want to be called an American. Aborigine actually means from the beginning.
Okay, so y'all love to play that part, right? You carefully pick that part out. However, you never play this part. You never play this part.
That these child-like people who will be children, following after the white man. It says in the last day that God will raise up Elijah. And Elijah's job will be to turn the hearts of these children back toward their father. Elijah will come and change our minds. He'll teach us something that will turn us completely around. When Elijah finds us, we'll be easy to lead in the wrong direction, but hard to lead in the right direction. But when Elijah gets through teaching the lost sheep or the lost people of God, he'll turn them around. He'll change their mind. He'll put a bone in their back. He'll make them throw their shoulders back and stand upright like men for the first time. Because he'll turn the hearts of these children toward their fathers and the hearts of the fathers toward the children. This is something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is doing here in America today. You and I haven't thought in terms of our forefathers. We haven't thought of our fathers. Brother, are back home. Our fathers are in the east. We run around here taking the great white father. You never hear black people in this country talking or speaking or thinking in terms of connecting themselves with their own kind back home. They're trying to make a contact with the white man. That's true. Trying to make a contact, trying to make a connection with the white man. Trying to make a connection with a kidnapper who brought them here. Trying to make a connection with actually the man who enslaved them. You know, that's a shame. It's pitiful, but it's true. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that when Elijah comes.
See? Okay, how come you don't play that part? What happened to the Aborigine thing there? Well, let me stop sharing. There's actually more, but let me see. Hold on. Yeah. So what happened to the Aborigine thing there? Okay. Because there he said our forefathers are in the East, in Africa. Okay. How come when you make your Aboriginal sound clips and stuff like that, you only play the part where he says you and I are Aborigines? Why don't you play the part where he said our forefathers are in the East? Okay, you conveniently leave that part out. Conveniently. Okay. So here, Anthony, even though he just took one lick of the belt, one ass whooping, just took one lick, he says, what does this fool think black means and who labeled people with that word, silly. Let me show you how dumb Anthony is. First of all, I didn't say anything about black. You heard Malcolm X say black. Something's wrong with your ears. Clean the wax out of your ears. Okay? Malcolm X said that. I didn't say that. Is my name Malcolm X, you idiot? So he says here, they have reversed the world on your what? So they have reversed the world on your RC. Damn, you a literate motherfucker, ain't you? What the fuck you mean? On your RC? Excuse my expression. I don't mean to curse. Anyway, okay, let me continue on. I got more smoke for that ass. You only got one lash, Anthony. I got more for that ass. So, you guys are talking about the NAACP, and you guys praise the NAACP and Dubois and all that because y'all are coons. And I'm only talking to the ones who are in the chat talking this trash because y'all are coons. You know, I showed yesterday where you, Anthony, and your people who are praising Dubois and the NAACP, you guys are obsessed with colorism, light skin, and straight hair, and skin bleaching. Okay, that's what you're into. Okay, and because you praise NAACP and Dubois and them, okay, these are your idols. Okay, you want light skin, you want curly and straight hair. You know, that old nigger mentality. We got niggers in the chat. Okay, Negroes and niggers, because you Aborigines say you're Negroes. Okay, so that's what you are, Negroes and niggers. Okay, if you knew any better, you wouldn't call yourself a Negro. Okay, so, you know, let me continue. I got more smoke. I got a whole lot of smoke. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go to the same video, and we're going to hear what Malcolm had to say about your idols, the integrationists that you love, and the skin colorism that you guys believe in, and the scary curls that you guys want, and the perms, and the hair conking that Anthony and, you know, these people who are praising the integrationists like. Okay, let's hear what Malcolm had to say about these integrationists.
The only difference between Bunch and Carver and these others who I just mentioned, they don't know the history of the black man.
Oh wait, I'm playing the wrong thing. I mean, not playing the wrong thing, but I didn't share the screen. I gotta share the screen. I gotta share the screen again. Sorry about that. Let me go back and let me share the screen. I got a whole lot of this stuff for y'all. 1 second. Share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Yeah, let me put it up there. All right, here's Malcolm on the integrationists that you guys praise and the brainwash that you guys are into.
What made Ralph Bunch a Negro statesman instead of a statesman? The only difference between Bunch and Carver and the others who I just mentioned, they don't know the history history of the black man. Rice is an expert, an international politician, a politician on the international level. But Rice doesn't know himself. He has no knowledge of the history of his own people. He can be sent all over the world by America to solve problems for America, or to solve problems for other nations. But we can't solve problems for his own people in this country. Why? What is it that? What is it that? Why is our people up in this way? Y'all know over the life of 100 years, it boils down to just one word: history. When you study the history of us, his history is different from the history of the black man who just came here from Africa. And if you know this,
oh, what did he say? Just came here from Africa? What happened to the Aborigine? What? Yo, what happened to all the Aborigine talking, the little sound bites that you were taking about Aborigine? Why is he not talking about Aborigine here? This is the same speech, mind you.
In Atlanta, during the summer, NAACP convention, he was Jim Crow, he was segregated. He was not allowed to go in a hotel down there. Yes, there are Africans who can come there black at night and go in some of these type of hotels. Well, what is the difference between Bunch and the difference is Bunch doesn't know his history, and they, the Africans, do know their history. They may come out of the jungle, but they know their history. They may some are wearing sheep with the hair all wrapped up, but they know their history. You and I can come out of Harvard, but we don't know our history. And the basic difference in how we are treated as we are, one knows his history and one doesn't know his history. The American Negro doesn't know his history. The American so-called Negro and the soldier who doesn't know his history.
Oh, he says the Negro doesn't know his history. So what are y'all running around here talking about y'all Negroes and say, yeah, because you're calling yourself Negro because you don't know your history. You don't know your history.
He's a servant in America who doesn't know his history. He's a graduate from Harvard or Columbia or Yale or Harvard who doesn't know his history. And because he doesn't know his history, he's confined.
Okay, so Anthony's saying, didn't this guy know Garvey and X was agents? Where's your proof? The saying of the day is source up or shut up. Okay, all you have is an opinion, but you don't have any proof of that. Okay, and I'm still waiting. If you have proof, prove it, which you don't, because I know you don't, because it doesn't exist. Okay, so my point in playing this part is that Malcolm X was very critical of NAACP and the integrationists. Okay, very critical. Okay, let me also play. I got another one for y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing this one. And I'm going to pull up another one. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up another one here. Let me share screen. Share screen. Let's see. Now, this particular lecture, again, I used to sell all of these speeches. So that's why when people come with sound bites and stuff like that, I already can pick all that apart and tell you what is BS, because I used to sell the speeches. So this particular speech that Malcolm did is called Message to the Grassroots. So now we go to the part here. I'm going to go to 15 on the timeline. Give me 1 second. We got noise in the background. Again, I live in the boogie down Bronx. Okay. Right dead center in the hood. So it's all day long, you know. Let me mute that noise. Give me a second. It's all day and all night. It's a 24-hour party on my block. Right in the dead center of the boogie down Bronx, in the hood. All right, so this particular speech is Message to the Grassroots. So listen up. And here he's criticizing the integrationists that Anthony praises so much. And again, like I said before, there is no proof of Garvey being an agent. Okay, so I'm gonna play this now. Hold on.
Theater, a desegregated park, and a desegregated...
Hold on, let me go back a little bit.
And they engaged in a bloody battle. So I cite these various revolutions, brothers and sisters, to show you, you don't have a peaceful revolution. You don't have a turn the other cheek revolution. There's no such thing as a non-violent revolution.
See, Anthony believes in turn the other cheek. He has a problem with that. Okay. The nationalists at that time didn't believe that. As I showed you yesterday, it was the integrationists who had faced all of that, getting your ass kicked in the restaurants and water hoses turned on you in the street and dogs sicked on you. It was Anthony and them. It was not the nationalists at that time. The nationalists were not nonviolent. Anthony believes in nonviolence. He believes in turn the other cheek. So he'll bend over like an ostrich for someone to take a foot and kick him in the ass. Okay. But, you know, that's not how the militants at that time went down. Garvey and all those others who were black nationalists at that time. That's what they called themselves. So it's not my words.
Only kind of revolution that's nonviolent is the Negro revolution.
Oh, stop. The only revolution that's nonviolent is the Negro revolution. Anthony, and again, y'all call yourselves Negroes. Okay, it's the Negro revolution. Okay, and as I told you before, I've been on more than one reservation where Indians have told me, they couldn't really rock with the blacks because the blacks believed in nonviolence. Okay. I didn't say it, This is what I heard on more than one reservation. Okay.
The only revolution based on loving your enemy is the Negro Revolution. The only revolution in which the goal is a desegregated lunch counter, a desegregated theater, a desegregated park, and a desegregated public toilet. You can sit down next to white folks on the toilet.
All right, Anthony, you got your wish. You can sit down next to white folk on the toilet. I hope you enjoy what you smell and hear.
That's no revolution. Revolution is based on land. Land is the basis of all independence. Land is the basis of freedom, justice, and equality. The white man knows what a revolution is. He knows that the black revolution is worldwide, in scope and in nature. The black revolution is sweeping Asia, sweeping Africa. It's rearing its head in Latin America. The Cuban Revolution, that's a revolution.
First of all, Anthony, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? And you're not older than me, so you need to stop making an ass out of yourself. That's what, when you assume, you make an ass out of yourself, okay? So you make an ass out of you and me, okay?
Revolution. They overturned the system. Revolution is in Asia. Revolution is in Africa. And the white man is screaming because he sees revolution in Latin America. How do you think he'll react to you when you learn what a real revolution is? You don't know what a revolution is. If you did, you wouldn't use that word. A revolution is bloody. Revolution is hostile. Revolution knows no compromise. Revolution overturns and destroys everything that gets in its way. And you sitting around here like a knot on these folks, no matter how much they hate me. No, you need a revolution.
So here Malcolm is criticizing the integrationists, okay? And again, I'm only throwing back what you guys put out there, okay? And you love to quote from Malcolm, you love to take bits and pieces of Malcolm, but you don't like to play and talk about all of what Malcolm said. You only take bits and pieces of what fits your narrative. Again, you created a narrative, Anthony, okay? And you use those bits and pieces when it fits your narrative and you ignore the parts that don't, okay? And that's the problem that I have, Anthony, okay? Where is your proof of anything that you're saying? Okay, I'm coming with receipts, okay? I got more. Let me pull up something else for you. Told you I got that smoke for that ass. Pull up some more here. You stop sharing this one. What's the other reason why I'm pulling this stuff up? Because you guys are saying that these people are agents because they were trying to take the Aborigines off of the land and stuff like that. Again, a lot of you are just tuning in. I already debunked a lot of that foolishness that some of you are saying, okay, in the previous lectures. So that's why I said it would be best that you go back and listen to the first 4 lectures, before you start trying to make comments on this one. Okay, that's like you're in college and you're a freshman and you're trying to sit in a senior class. It doesn't make sense. Now, does it, Anthony? It would be better to start in your freshman classes. Now, don't that make a lot more sense, Anthony? Of course it does. But again, to get you a little up to speed, because I don't go backwards. Again, like I say, you need to go back and listen to the previous lectures. Okay. But I'll just go back just a tiny bit. So I already showed where what you call an Aboriginal philosophy did not exist in those times. So you cannot take modern day ideologies and make them retroactive. You can't do that. Okay? Most of our people at that time were coming from a Judeo-Christian perspective. Okay? Which is oriented towards the East. So how can Garvey be guilty of a narrative of trying to go against a narrative that did not exist at the time? That's the most foolish thing I've heard in my life. So to get you, Anthony, up to speed to where we are in this particular presentation today is I'm showing you what the ideology was amongst our people at that time frame. That's where we are right now. Okay? You guys like to quote from Martin Luther King, and you talk about how he talked about how when the Pilgrims came, we were already here and all that. I know about all of that. Okay? But why don't you play all of King? Okay? You take that little part, but you leave the rest of King out. Okay? Let's see what else King was talking about. Again, this is you guys, who you guys quote. Okay, Mac is in the house. Peace, Mac. And you say Garvey was an agent based on your research. Okay, what books have you read on Garvey, Mac? That's my question. And I'll wait for the answer while I'm pulling up this other video. Give me 1 second.
Have agreed that
I'm still waiting, Mac. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to gauge where you are with your research. That's all. I mean, no offense. Because I'm not speaking from the standpoint of research. I'm speaking from the standpoint of someone who was involved with the Garveyites way back in the days, in like about 30 something years ago. I didn't ask you who I heard of, Mac. I asked you what books have you read? Give me 1 second. I'm pulling up another video here. I didn't ask you about Ernest Sevier Cox. Again, pay attention to what I'm saying, Mac. Okay? Throwing out those names, which everybody knows already. It says don't get emotional. I'm not getting emotional, Mac, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm trying to gauge where you are with your research, Mac. Okay. You're getting emotional because you don't want to answer the question. And I'm asking you the question for a reason. I'm trying to gauge where you are with your research. If you haven't read any books on Garvey, just say you haven't read them. That's all. I'm not, that's all I want to know. I'm trying to gauge where you are with your research. No, I'm not. See, that just tells me that you haven't read any books on Garvey. So that tells me that you have limited knowledge on Garvey. Again, I'm not speaking on Garvey based on just reading. I told you I was involved with the Garveyites 30 something years ago. Okay. I was around elders who knew Garvey personally. Okay. Who knew Carlos Cooks personally. Okay. I knew Tony Martin. I knew Alambe Braff. I knew a lot of these people. I knew Dr. Khalid Muhammad. A lot of these people that y'all have heard about or saw on YouTube. Okay. So that's why I'm just trying to gauge where you're at. Thank you, our cousin, Awanasa. I I don't, the thing with me is the fierce truth seeker, I don't skew information. I don't push any narrative. I don't want anybody to even believe what I believe. All I do is I push the truth. Okay. I don't care what that truth is. Okay. And we can't get emotional about truth. I'm not going to give you one sided information. I put the facts out there and you do with it what you want. Okay. And we have to be mature enough to look at bits and pieces of information where we may have been uh, not correct and look at it and say, okay, well, let's look at this from a different perspective. Okay. Okay, Mac, you're asking me, am I serious? Yes, I'm very serious. Yeah, I'm very serious. Okay. Now let me pull this up for you. You guys, see, Mac, I'm not like you guys. I don't deal with street corner scholarship. Okay. I took Black studies in college. Okay. Even though, we know the semantics and the legalese and, that it's colorable, the term is colorable and all that. However, you can't claim to know the history of our people without knowing certain basic things. Okay, knowing the history of Jim Crow, knowing the history of the different movements that sprung up among our people. Okay, if you haven't read any books, you really shouldn't be talking, Mac. Okay. Okay. Well, Mac says, let me put this on the screen. Mac says, hold on. Mac says, you wasn't there, brother. You getting it secondhand. But I was involved with the Garveyites. Okay. And I was around elders who had a lot of information about Garvey that you are not privy to. Okay. Who can put a lot of the information that you're searching on the internet into perspective. Okay. That's why you have elders to put things into perspective. You guys don't have elders. You guys claim to be Indians, and none of you motherfuckers have one elder that is tribally connected. None of you practice the goddamn culture. You're just a fucking wabble. And I'm not talking to everybody on here. Okay? I'm not talking to everybody on here. I'm talking to those who are just the pretendians who are trying to latch themselves on to an Indian philosophy and push their own ideology as if this is Indian philosophy, and the Indians don't agree with nothing that you're saying. Okay. Yes, I was there with the Garveyites. Okay. 30 plus years ago. Yes, I had elders who walked with Garvey, who walked with Carlos Cooks. Okay. Yes. Okay. As a matter of fact, since you know so much, you have a lot of opinions, Mac, but yet you haven't read one book. You haven't read one book, Mac, on Garvey. All you can do is throw out names that we all know. Okay. What the hell do you know about any of these people's names that you're throwing out? But absolutely nothing but what you heard somebody else on a video or a soundbite or a meme. Okay. You're getting mad at me because I'm not fucking stupid like you to get my information from memes. Okay. At least I'm reading books. At least I was involved with the movement. At least I had elders. What the hell do you have but a thumbnail of a fucking YouTube clip of somebody talking about Garvey, or some faulty research that you did based on a fucking wiki search, which is not valid in any academic setting? What classes have you taken? What classes have you taken in college on the history of our people? But none. Yes, trembling because I'm upset. I'm trying to control my tongue, Anthony. I'm trying to control my tongue. I'm trying not to lose it and get upset, Anthony. Okay, I'm trying not to lose it. Okay, yes, I'm getting emotional, Mac, because you are coming on this platform. I ask you a simple question, which you refuse to answer, but yet you're getting upset at me because you don't have any references to back up what you're saying. Mac says my parents, my grandparents. What does that mean? What that means absolutely nothing. Your grandparents, your parents, what? Mac. That means absolutely nothing. What does that mean? To say your parents, you guys throw this, grandparents, parents things out like there as if that means something. What does it mean in an academic setting? Okay. So anyway, let me get the smoke for you. See, this is a diversion because they don't want me to come with that smoke. Okay. So give me 1 second. I'll pull up something here. All right. Here we go. I think this is the one here. Okay, let me share screen. See, I produce receipts of what I'm saying. You guys get emotional. Okay, share screen. Okay, since you guys like to quote from Martin Luther King so much, and how he talked about how we're here before the pilgrims and this, that, and the other. Okay, you took that part of King. Why don't you play this other parts of King. Here we go. What? Why don't you play that part again? Oh, okay. You're accusing Garvey. Y'all praise Dr. King. And that little part that Dr. King said about being here before the Pilgrims, but you never play this part of Dr. King. Maybe I should play that part again. On. Play that part again. Just shitted on you. So, what happened to the Aborigines at this time? Okay, Mac, Anthony, where are you guys? I'm still trying to find you guys in history. I'm still waiting. I've been waiting since I started this lecture on Dr. King. I've been waiting for you guys to produce an Aboriginal movement at that time. Well, actually, the Moors were around at this time. I'm talking about American Aborigine as it stands today. Because I told you, you guys' ideology was hijacked from the Moors. Okay. So if Dr. King was so much talking about the Aborigines, this, that, and the other, why is he talking about Africa and immigrating to Africa right now? You guys take bits and pieces of Dr. King and all of these people, okay? And you take little sound bites and you run with it. Actually, it's, you know, you do more than that. You actually lie. You lie on these people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, this particular speech was done after Martin Luther King had visited Ghana. Okay, if he was so much Aborigine in this, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm saying that the ideology that we have today did not exist. And you cannot take modern day ideologies and make them retroactive and point the finger at people and call them agents because of you assuming that this ideology that you have today existed back then. You got me? So let's take that off the screen. I don't need to rub salt in a wound. Okay. And so here we have Mac says here, Mac says here, Mac says, why should I hold Garvey, an immigrant to this land, in his regards? Okay, well, maybe Mac, you're ignorant to the fact that America is not just North America. Okay, so now you got to take a geography class. America is North, South, and Central America, and the adjoining Atlantis Islands, as well as Canada, which is also North America. Okay, so that's a little geography lesson for you, Mac. Okay, in case you didn't know. Now you know. Okay, Garvey, when he came, Garvey came because he wanted to meet up with Booker T. Washington. Okay? Because Booker T. Washington inspired him. Okay? He wasn't trying to steer the Aborigines any way of this, that, and the other. So you guys are just tuning in. You weren't here for again, this is what happens when you come into college and you didn't go to kindergarten yet. Okay? Because we already covered a lot of this stuff. Okay? So Garvey didn't start the Back to Africa ideology. The Back to Africa movement started long before Garvey, before his parents, before his grandparents and great-grandparents. Okay? Okay? And I proved that already. You see? Let's see what else we got here before I pull up the other. Actually, let me see how much time we're in, because I'm actually running out of, let me see. I'm going to have to make these presentations shorter because they're actually starting to, what it is, they only give me a certain amount of hours free for StreamYard. After that, you got to pay. So I'm going to have to cut this. We're way over time. Way over time. So rather than, I'm going to have to cut it now, as a matter of fact. But let me see. Let me see who else I can take here. Let's see. Let's see here. Yes, cause they definitely don't know. They definitely don't know. Yeah, we got Tamakius in the house. Hey, Shiu, my brother. Shiu. Oh man, Anthony says he says, "Here, mate, I'll send you a like for your troubles." Thank you, brother. Oh man, Anthony got jokes, man. But I do thank you for the like. And again, you know, Fierce Truth Seeker gets a little animated from time. Those who are new to the channel, Fierce Truth Seeker gets animated. So Fierce Truth Seeker doesn't mean any harm by his animation, and doesn't mean any offense. And let's see. You got Mac says the truth hurt that Africa Ninasana came from I don't know what he's saying here. Let's see who else. Says that Africa nonsense was from Melville Herskowitz. Okay, Mac, what year are we talking about? I'll wait. I'll wait. Don't take too long. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Mac. I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you 30 seconds because you put it out there. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi, 11 Mississippi, 12 Mississippi, 13 Mississippi, 14 Mississippi, 15 Mississippi, 16 Mississippi, 17 Mississippi, 18 Mississippi, 19 Mississippi, 22 Mississippi, 23 Mississippi, 24 Mississippi, 25 Mississippi, 26 Mississippi, 27 Mississippi, and I guess Mac doesn't know. Okay, you say I know, but you don't know. Okay, so Mac, I'm trying to sharpen you up, brother. Okay, suppose you were on a Sonetta platform right now. You would be in deep trouble. You would be in deep trouble. See, they can't trip the fierce truth seeker up like that. But you guys are not prepared. You're not prepared. You'll go over there and get clowned. Okay, you're not prepared. And what the fierce truth seeker is doing is sharpening you up. You can't come with frivolous and pseudo arguments and think that you're going to look intelligent among these people and bring about a respectable ideology that people are going to take seriously. Okay, that's why when I bring information, I don't bring you stuff from memes. Okay, I bring you responsible academic research. Okay, that's the only way anybody's going to take you seriously. Nobody in the tribes want you guys. I thought I made that clear before. Firebird, my godmother, came on here and told you guys that. We've had plenty of people from the Indian community who do not agree with what you guys are saying. Okay? They're not, because a lot of the stuff that you guys are saying is pseudo. I just have to call it what it is. Okay? You're gonna have to start. Listen, there's no such thing as microwave scholarship. Okay, you got to start reading books. You guys, the thing is, you guys don't want to read books. How can you not read books? Okay, people leaving comments in the chat, and I'm sincerely asking. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out, and this may be a generational thing. I told y'all I spent 16 years working in the school system. Okay, and illiteracy is a big problem among our people. Okay, I damn near almost cry every day in the school system. Okay, you young people don't even know how to write in script, in cursive. We used to call it cursive back in the days. Y'all don't even know fucking timetables. Simple things that, when I was going to school was just like, you didn't even have to think about it. Okay, they've dumbed you down so much until You don't even think. I blame, computers partially for that. You know, uh, this modern technology and things of that nature. Everything's got to be fast. Everything's got to be, you don't want to exercise your brains anymore. Okay. I got to blame a lot of the music for it too. A lot of the music that y'all listen to is just dumb. They've dumbed the music down so much. Okay. You listen to hip hop nowadays. It's disgusting. Okay. First of all, they've eliminated lyrical as a valid form of rhyming. So nowadays, if you're lyrical, they don't, that's too much for today's rappers. Okay. Now, they've dumbed it down so much they just mumble. Okay. Back in the days when I was going to school, okay, it was a lot different. And don't talk about hip hop. Back in the days when I used to rhyme, we used to have dictionaries and books right there as we were writing our rhymes. Okay, y'all don't know anything about that. Y'all don't know nothing about the days of the intellectual rapper and things of that nature. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all who, are into hip hop, y'all don't know anything about that. Y'all never heard of Tila Rock, Kool Mo D, UTFO. They had a rapper called the Educated Rapper. And back in those days, people were using like high vocabulary and stuff like that. They had to crush that. They had to crush all of that out of hip hop, let alone the knowledge, from like the mid 80s to the early 90s. Okay. But why did they do these things? They had to eliminate all of these things because it made you think, it made you exercise your brain. Okay. It made you exercise your brain. But everything now is dumbed down. Okay. They dumb the music down so much until you don't even have to think about a rhyme anymore. All you got to do is mumble. It's sad. It's sad. So much of most of the stuff you can't even understand what they're saying. But you guys have to start reading books. We can't learn through just memes and pressing a YouTube button and hearing what somebody else said about a topic. Okay? You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Okay? All right, so we have someone else in the comment section. Okay, I'm still waiting for that information from Mac. And I'm asking that question for a reason. Okay, because once you give me that date, it's going to debunk what you're saying. And I'm not saying that to make you look bad or anything like that. I'm just here to make you think. And my name ain't Dane Calloway. And of course, by the way, that line was stolen from the Moors anyway. I just got to call it what it is. It's taken from Noble Drew Ali. Let's just call it what it is. But anyway, I'm not trying to make anybody look bad or anything like that. Okay, so Abjad Zabdullah says the Royal African Society. Hold on. Got to put it on and look on the other screen because this is a lot of text. So let me look on it on the other screen where the font is a little bigger. So actually the World African Society, which was started in England, created this out of Africa paradigm. Garvey was Black Irish king was Black Irish. Most Black leaders have European bloodline. A whole lot of you Negroes have have European bloodline, and that means absolutely nothing. Okay, first of all, Garvey was descendant of Jamaican Maroons. Okay, now if he had admixture, so do a whole lot of people in the Caribbean have admixture. So what? Most of you Negroes have European admixture. So what? It means absolutely nothing. Okay, so the out of Africa. So if you know that, Abijah, you would know that Garvey didn't come up with that philosophy, and it didn't start with Garvey. Okay, let's talk about that. If you know that much right there, you know that that ideology of back to Africa did not start with Marcus Garvey. Okay, so I'm not trying to be hard on anybody. I'm just saying these things like who you're mixed with and things of that nature, don't use that as your argument. Okay, and again, I'm trying to sharpen you all up. Okay, don't use that, because there's a whole lot if you're gonna base it on that, you're gonna lose like probably half the population of our people. Okay, so don't just base it on European admixture. Okay, let's stick with, okay, now if you want to talk about the Royal African Society, this, that, and the other, then let's talk about that. Okay, and we know that Garvey didn't come up with the back to Africa philosophy. That philosophy, Abijah, you probably just coming in you probably knew we talked about that in, let me see, maybe 2 lectures ago. Yeah, maybe 3 lectures ago. Yeah, maybe 3 lectures ago, in terms of those who came before Garvey and things of that nature. Okay, so go back and to actually check out the lecture from the first Garvey lecture that I did, and then take it from there. Okay, but I thank you for your comment, Abijah, because a lot of people who are leaving comments in the comment section don't even know that much. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get out of here because I have to make some runs out in the street, and we will do another part to this. I thank everyone for tuning in. I really want to keep going. I got a whole lot more to share, but the day is already 3:24 in the afternoon. I was supposed to have been. My wife is looking at me like, she's ready to cuss me out right now because I went so far over time. I'm actually supposed to be somewhere right now, but I thank everyone who tuned in. And let me see. Oh yeah, Tamaki says, yeah, a lot of Indians do too. Man, let me look at it on the other screen. Matoka had mixed children. Oh man, I mean, plenty of Indians had mixed children. Plenty of them. I mean, go on any reservation today. That's been going on. Yeah, a lot of them. Okay, so Man, I really don't want to go. I really don't want to go. I want to just keep going, because it's too much. Realistically, I haven't even gotten started yet. But my wife is waiting patiently for me to finish. And, like I say, I really want to keep going, but, we'll do more. And I'm running overtime with this StreamYard too. Probably, I've been getting the emails. They like, it's almost time to pay, So, at some point, the Fierce Truth Seeker will be able to get an account, a paid account with StreamYard, and I can not worry about the time restraints, and we could just go on and do this. But, for now, I got to cut it. At the time, they only give me 20 hours per month. Okay. What I might have to do is mix it up with, I can mix it up with the YouTube Live. I don't think on YouTube Live I can share the screen. I could be wrong. I don't think I can share the screen with documents like I do on StreamYard. But at least I could be able to talk to y'all. I don't know if I could play the videos either, but, we could use that in the meantime, in between time, But again, don't feel, I don't want people to think I'm trying to, be mean or anything like that. I'm just trying to sharpen you up. They say steel sharpens steel, because we have a lot of enemies out there. Okay. And these enemies, when you talk about being Aboriginal, this, that, and the other, they're looking for any little thing. They're looking for any little thing. Okay. And if you have a chink in your armor, they're going to exploit that. So I'm just trying to sharpen you up so that, when you come among these various peoples who are trying to dispute your claim, they can't get you on that. Okay. Because trust me, it's not just the Fierce Truth Seeker who's going to point these things out. So it's better that the Fierce Truth Seeker brings these things to your attention rather than you go outside of the community and have them to do it. You see what I'm saying? The Fierce Truth Seeker may come off, harsh or whatever, but I do it out of love, and that's why I leave this here as an open forum for you to leave your questions and concerns. Then we do like how we do. We put it on the screen. So when I ask somebody, when I ask, what books have you read? Don't get offended. Steel sharpens steel. Say it now rather than somebody else on the outside, put you on the spot like that. You see what I'm saying? It's better, like when I was teaching in school, I always tell the students, I say, hey, make your mistakes here. Don't go on the job interview and make these mistakes, or, don't go out in the public and make all your mistakes here. Okay. And again, I don't know everything. I don't claim to know everything. So, you can critique. I'm not beyond critique. I do not claim to know everything. Okay. So present the information. That's why I said in the previous lectures, I say, present your information. We put it on the table and then we chop it up and we see what's good, what's not, I'm just trying to share information because I'm someone who was involved with the Garvey movement. So I was able to get certain things and certain perspectives that you may not be privy to just doing an internet search. Because again, I come from a time when there was no internet. Okay. We had to go to the library. Okay. I came from a time where there was no PCs, there was no personal computers. Okay. So You know, I come from the time when there was no cell phones. You wanted to make a call outside, you had to go to a payphone. You take your coins and you put it in a payphone and make. Other than that, it was a landline. You know, a lot of you guys don't even know what a landline is. You know, so you know, I'm giving you information that you may not be privy to, so that you can say, okay, oh, I didn't know that about Garvey. Okay, let me put that in my notes and let's see if I can put such and such into perspective. Okay, and that's all I'm doing. I'm just arming you with information so that when you go out into the world, you can have a strong argument. Because again, like when I had Firebird, my godmother, on the show, you know, you want, especially if you're trying to get tribal, you know, enrollment and things of that nature, you better know what you're talking about. You better know what you're talking about. And if you're going to call yourself Indian and this, that, and the other, you better have the facts. You better have the facts, you know. And I don't have any type of agenda or anything like that. I'm just giving you the information to empower you, not to tear you down. I'm giving you the information to empower you. Okay. Like I said, I've been walking the red road for 3 decades now. So in that amount of time, you know a little something. Okay. And that's not to boast or be arrogant or anything like that. That's just, I'm just speaking to you, you know, with a little bit of elder wisdom about the culture and things of that nature. Okay. And I'm telling you why a lot of people in the Indian community is upset with those of you who call yourselves Aborigine and things of that nature. It's because of a lot of misinformation that's circulating. Okay. Like I said before, if you're going to attack certain people and personages, have a well-rounded view, have a well-rounded perspective. Okay. If you're going to say things like Harriet Tubman was not a real person and things of that nature, you better have your facts, because Harriet Tubman's people, relatives, and things are still here. Okay. And the Indians on the reservation right here in New York will tell you otherwise. Okay. I already had the elder on the show, one of my elders, the chief, when he told you that the Underground Railroad ran through their reservation. Okay. So you can't, you know, you better have your facts when you say these things. You know, you can't say you're Indian and this, that, and the other, and you've never been on a reservation, or you've never talked with the people who you say that you're part of their tribes. You know, that's all. So I always try to give you the real. I always give you the real deal. I don't sugarcoat things. You know, be mad at me if I do that, but I just do it because I want to give you responsible information to empower you again. So on that note, I'm not going to hold you up any further. I hope I didn't offend anybody. If I offended anybody in the chat, I apologize. I do get animated. That's just my nature. I get animated, but I don't mean anything by it. Okay, we have fun on this channel. So even though I may, I may get the belt out and do this and all that, I'm just playing around, man. We have fun on the Red Road East. So it's no malice intended. We do a lot of laughing. We have a good time. Okay, it's coming. What I do is coming from a good place. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna say till the next time. Do da da e. I'm sorry, I know it was too long. Yeah, I apologize.